It's time for Damn Good Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Shelby Clement. From corporate executive to CEO to entrepreneur and the founder of Damn Good Marketing Live. This podcast is all about digital marketing, building a business you love, and creating a brand that's authentic to who you are. So if you're ready for honest, raw marketing conversations that you will not find anywhere else, let's freaking get it. Hey guys, welcome back to Damn Good Marketing Podcast. I am so excited about this guest today. Meredith is a genius in ads, and I cannot wait to just have this conversation. One, because I'm selfishly going to learn, and two, because I know this community. Obviously, I preach organic all the time, so I cannot wait to pick your brain and get to know you and just give back to this community. Thank you so much for being here.
Yay. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited about this opportunity I love talking about Facebook ads. I'm kind of weirdly passionate about it. So that's super fun for me. I know you have an awesome community. We have a mutual friend, Casey, that has met them in person, and she said they're amazing. And I don't know if you remember, I Instagram DM'd you, but I'm from the same area that you're from. At least I feel the most related. I went to high school in Gulfport, Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
It's like an hour or even closer to you, right? Yeah. Yes. And I miss it. My parents, I am like technically have lived in Texas more. I was born there. And then but when I was 14, my parents moved to Mississippi. And I have to tell you, I really feel more, sorry, Texas, Mississippian than I do in like South Mississippian, which is really a lot like you. Even and then I lived in Dallas, even though for like 15 years with my own family, but
Yeah.
and New Orleans have my heart, your area for sure.
I will say that we love Gulfport. We drive to Mississippi all the time when we go to bring the boys to the aquarium. I just love it there more. It's just so cute. And that's so cool. I know. I think Casey had told me you and I have obviously DM'd, and then Casey had given me a little insight on you too. So I'm so excited to chat with you.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Can you give us a little backstory of who you are? How did you get started? Why do you love it so much? Tell us everything.
Okay. Yeah. So, I could go on and on, but who I am now is I am based in Miami, Florida now. So found myself back to a different coast, and I've been here about 15 years. I am a mom of 3 teenagers. Well, not anymore because my oldest just turned 20, and he's actually at Ole Miss, so I get to go visit Mississippi some. Yeah, and I have a boutique digital marketing agency where I really help small businesses expand their reach and explode their sales with digital ads. But to back up a little, I found myself specializing in Facebook and Instagram ads because it was really the perfect job for me because I get to combine both sides of my brain. I always call myself a numbers nerd, and I have a creative side. And you get to use both of those things to make ads work really well. And so I also went to Ole Miss, and I studied accounting there, because I love numbers. And I spent my first 6 years of my working life working for PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, and which is sort of, I guess, the dream job for a numbers nerd in accounting, but I kind of hated every second of it. Just because when you get to that level of numbers, it's sort of boring. You don't get to you don't get to use your creativity because creative accountants can go to jail. But also it just was like the corporate world, but it was fun. And I did get to go live in Zurich, Switzerland for 2 years with
Oh,
PwC.
wow.
That was fun. But after we came back from Switzerland and I met my husband at work, he is a numbers person. He was an accountant, but I became an entrepreneur, and I left and I did some different small businesses as I started growing my family. And really, because to sink or swim, you have to learn marketing. I know a lot of y'all feel that. And and at one point I hired an ads manager. So I developed I thought it was pretty skilled at organic social. I owned the Scout Guide in Miami for 5 years. And I know you have a Scout Guide. In fact, my favorite Scout Guide in the country is in New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
I learned a lot from Taylor, the owner of the Scout Guide. If y'all don't know it, go check it out. It's so good. Yeah. But anyway, and so I saw the power of Facebook ads. I had hired an ads manager to do something for me. And I was like, wow, I would be really good at that because that's the end of the story. Because
Yeah.
it's the place where I could use my number skills and my social media skills. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing now. And it feels good to be like aligned with two things I love doing.
Yes.
And let me say, and three things: creativity, numbers, and helping women make a lot of money. I do enjoy doing that too.
I love that for you. So was it a scary leap, one, to leave corporate to go into entrepreneurship? And if so,
Um,
how did you manage that? And how did you get to this point where you're like, I just love it so much. I know I'm good at this. I want to help literally everyone.
um, you know what? I don't know, to be just completely honest, I did Price Waterhouse or corporate for 6 years, which is a lot longer than a lot of people that, even people that stay with accounting. People will put their 2 years time in at
Yeah.
the big four. 6 years, I was so miserable that that really was why. I mean, because I waited so long that it was like I got to get out of here. So it wasn't. It sort of felt forced upon me, like
Yeah. Like it's
but
time.
yeah, and then it was harder. Like it's funny because even though I found my way to accounting, I definitely identify. I mean, I operate more like a creative, meaning like leading, like I love to run a good ads campaign still. And I meaning like I like to do the thing, like people like a creative likes to make art or maybe act, but the running a business part, like the systems and
Mhm.
all of that would that's not my favorite part. And it surprised me that I think even as an entrepreneur that, oh, you have to do that. I mean, and
Yes.
it's right, you have to do
Yeah.
that part. Yeah.
You can't
And
just do what you want to do anymore. Like you can't just do the thing that you love. You have to do like
yeah.
all the other things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even in my ads business, I was able to do the create, like not do the systems part. I mean,
Yeah.
not basically for 3 years. But I'm ready I want to grow more. And my business had topped out without the systems,
Yeah.
like, because I couldn't hire someone to do parts of the business for me if I didn't have like my processes documented
Yep.
to hand off to her. So actually, that's what our friend Casey has been helping me
I was gonna
do.
say, has Casey helped you do
Yes,
that?
that's yeah, exactly. And so that's good. I mean, all of that's okay, but yeah. So that was the hardest part, I think, being an entrepreneur, realizing that it's not just, and I think actually Casey says it, you're not really running a business until you put the systems in I mean, you are, but you can't grow it.
You
Yeah.
can't grow to the next level that you want to be until you can hand off that part of like your business to someone else because you have the processes in place for them to do exactly what you did so you can go do what you want to do. I
Yeah, and
love
or
it.
get more clients. Yeah.
Wait, go ahead.
No, and get more clients too. Like that's what my first hire was actually, well, I bought the templates from another ads minute to show me. So I mean, I spent money on instead of me trying to create these
Yeah.
like create I took somebody's processes, but then my first hire was a second ads manager so I could show her, and she's really good, but we just put our brains together and I was able, and then I could double my client load really with another ads manager, which I
Oh
couldn't have
yeah.
done. I can't
Without
double myself.
no, you can't.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
like that is actually genius. Okay, I cannot wait to dive into this because truly, one, you said you did organic social first. So
Yeah.
did you always believe in ads for growing your social media? Or was this something that kind of happened when you hit a certain aspect of your business?
Yeah, the second thing.
Yeah.
Meaning, because I think that well, it's funny because I think I had the mentality which isn't necessarily wrong, but a lot of people think because organic social media is Meta doesn't charge for it or TikTok doesn't charge us dollars to create organic content, that it's free. But the truth is it costs you time, right? Anyway, so I think I thought it was free. And so that would be a good thing to do. But also, it's fun. I mean, I think creating the content is fun.
Yeah.
And and yeah, I mean, a lot of it was I was stumbling and I was like learning by
Learning. Yeah.
jumping, meaning and thank goodness because I do kind of have that personality where, oh, I think I didn't know the power of Facebook ads, and that's probably good. It'd be like giving a child that doesn't have their driver's license a car. That's a bad idea. It would have been bad idea to put ads because although they're very powerful, they are complicated and it's not really, you got to learn what to do with that because you can spend a
Yeah.
lot of fast if it's, yeah.
I
Mhm.
think that they're very powerful. Okay, so this is going to be things that we could agree on or don't agree on, but that makes a good
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you believe in running ads without an organic base?
Um, yes.
You do? So like if someone just started a business and they just got on and they just started running ads without having any content behind?
Yeah, you could, yes. But I mean, there's a but. So if you don't have an organic base, what I don't believe in running ads for is if you don't have a proven offer. So if you're able to prove your offer without organic social, then you can run ads and
Okay.
it will be successful. But you know what I mean? So because
No, yeah.
you could have a big organic social following but not have a good offer.
Right. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand in a sense of like, the whole thing that this whole conversation is all new to me because we don't,
Yeah.
I mean, I will run some ads, but we don't run a lot. Like we're super niche to just organic social. But I
Yeah.
do agree with that aspect of it because like with organic, it helps you figure out what is going to work with your audience and what doesn't work with your audience. But like you said, if you have an offer that is very beneficial to the community, that looks legit, looks real, that is not just coming out of left field, I think that it could work for sure. So I do agree with that aspect. I think the whole thought process behind it was, do you need to have an organic base to see what content's going to resonate with your community prior to running an ad?
For sure. I think you should, and it's really, I mean, I made that mistake. Actually, um, I kind of had a social media following. I don't even remember the number, but I created a beautiful course actually called Instagram Strategy for Busy Doctors. And I had niched, I'd never though really run Instagram for doctors, but I understood from the Scout Guide running social media for local businesses. And
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, let's go. Like I made this beautiful course. Let's
Yeah.
run ads. And we did not sell one course the first time, but the ads, I hired an ads manager at the time to get 500 people to a webinar and the
Yeah.
ads got them there. But because the offer wasn't proven, right? Like I should have tested it. So, but yes, organic social is a great way. In fact, um, I've watched yesterday. I ran into there's an artist here in Miami. She has a really cool feed, you guys. Carolyn Mara, Mara. She she's an artist, but she just created a course to teach other artists how to grow their
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
And smartly, like I ran into her at an art museum last night. She said, Mare, I'm almost ready for you. I'm going to launch organically first, which I said, perfect. And like you definitely need to, because just like you're saying, Carolyn, she has a big audience, but she might not have, I don't even know what she's going to charge, but her course, whatever it is, might be priced wrong, or it might be the pain point that she decides to agitate might not be the one that she needs to sell this course. And
Yeah.
so she can test that, just like you're saying, in her organic, and then see if it works. And if it sells, then she could use ads for that, whatever worked to the organic, just like you're thinking. So
Okay. That's really cool to hear because like truly, I mean, there's nothing against ads. So anyone that's listening to this, but like I like to I actually am going to be really excited about this conversation because there's so many people, especially our clients that ask us, they say, so and so said this about ads. So I'm just going to point blank ask. And even if I have given them the wrong answer, I'll just be like, oops, I thought I knew that answer.
yeah, it's
So
okay.
what is your take on boosting a post versus running an ad?
Yeah. Well, I think it's fine. I, um, yeah, I mean, if that's all you have time to do and you want to get some more eyeballs on your post, go ahead. What I kind of go, "Ugh," when I hear some people say is, I couldn't get any eyeballs on my post unless I paid for it. And so I have to boost my posts. Well, if you're having to boost every post, then something's going wrong in your organic feed, right? Like you've either gotten too many, like what happens sometimes is people have a viral post that's amazing and they get a bunch of followers that aren't really in their niche. And so then their next few posts, those viral people don't respond to
Yeah.
the post. And so then if you're having to boost posts, to get views, then something's wrong. But there is there is a cool way to run an awareness campaign in Ads Manager, which is basically a fancy boosted post. And we actually do that. Almost all my clients, we um, decide to pay Facebook or Meta, a little money to make sure their warm audience is seeing their best content all of the time. And Ads Manager does give us I mean, I haven't boosted a post in a while, so I can't say this. I used to think that when you boosted a post, you couldn't pick your audience. You couldn't pick, but you can, I think now, which is what we do in Ads Manager. But Ads Manager does give us a little more control.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes like we will boost, but will in an awareness campaign, we'll
Yeah.
pick 10 posts that are a variety of posts that showcase your brand, and we will spend $10 a day on each post for a certain amount of time period. So I can set it and forget it. So it takes time to set up, but then it's set and forget. And then I call it the Everywhere AF campaign because I'm going to put you everywhere AF in front of your warm audience. And it prevents me from having to go in and pick this post to boost and this post to boost. But
I love that. Wait,
yeah,
actually, okay. So technically, boosting isn't terrible,
it's not
but you
terrible.
can use so like when I say something, so like typically like what happens is we'll have clients that say, should we boost this post? Somebody I know is boosting this post, or Facebook is recommending that I boost this post.
Yeah.
What we tell them is let us just recreate that ad because it's obviously doing well in Ads Manager for you instead of hitting
Yes.
boost and like putting money behind it. Like I would
Yeah.
rather create it again because we know that content sticks with your community. So let us put money behind it now and let's see what happens.
Yeah, I like it better. Yeah, I just think they put too much pressure, like Facebook puts that pressure on you, or like people boost out of desperation. But
Yeah.
just all all in all, it's not a bad thing, but I think it's smarter to go to Ads Manager. And we can also, if you really, we can use a post in an ad. Like when you're creating the ad, you can pick an existing post even. If you can't change anything about it though. If I can, as long as the copy is exactly like you want it and the image is exactly like or whatever, you can pick the post.
That's already
But
been posted.
that's already been posted. You change it just so if anyone's trying to do it themselves. At the ad level, instead it gives you three options: create an image, create a video, or you existing post. Yeah. So you could.
So do you only do Facebook or you run with Google? I mean, no, that's not what I meant. Do you run with Instagram too?
Yeah.
Okay,
Both.
cool.
Uh-huh.
I figured you did. If you did one, you did the other. Are you looking for a marketing agency that can help you with social media management, content creation, photography, videography, website design, SEO, and so much more? Click the link in the show notes to learn how SEM can help you with all of your marketing needs. Okay, question.
Okay.
What content are you seeing that's doing better now? Is that doing carousel, static post, video when you're running an ad? What do you think?
Yeah. Marketers, I'm sure you say this sometimes. It depends, but no, honestly, just it usually mirrors what you're seeing in organic social, but those carousel posts are doing really well. One thing that I didn't realize until recently was okay, so when you write an ad with a ton of copy, um Meta charges you more. Um, so I didn't just realize because I'm actually running some ads for myself right now. And I had a friend, ads manager, looking at it with me. And so see, you learned something. But we did a carousel post, and you can't go to my feed and see it right now though, because Facebook rejected it. But I
Way
gotta
to
try.
go, Facebook.
Yeah, come on, I'll do it. They didn't like some wording in it. So I'm running a different one. But I'll try again. But you can take the copy you were gonna write and put it in a carousel post, and it doesn't, for some reason, they don't charge like my CPMs, which is what they're charging me, what Facebook's charging me to run an ad, basically, they get a lot higher when I have a lot long form copy. But it wasn't as high with the copy in the carousel post. But that didn't really answer your question. What I Reels as ads are work great. So you could take like a short form video and sort of run it in the reel placement.
Yeah.
But when you set up an ad in an ad campaign, it does let you upload different sizes of things for each placement. So you could run it. So I'm creating one ad, right? It's one ad. I put the copy I want. I upload two different creatives. I upload the reel and the long form reel size, and
Okay.
then I'd also put it in a square on Canva. I take the video square, so
Yes.
it'll show up in your feed. The ad itself will show in your Facebook feed and your Instagram feed, but it's actually was a reel. That works well, like a short video in the feed. And then one other thing I want to mention, because no one believes me, but a couple of my clients are elementary school teachers,
Uh-huh.
and they're math teachers that sell to other math teachers. And all the teachers look at they are everything on their phone. They are on social on their phones, not
Yeah.
on the desktop.
Yep.
And but actually my industry isn't like I sell to coach it. People like they are my industry is more half and half desktop and social, but a lot of people's are just on the phone. And if that's you, what really works is just words and an image. Like for instance, one of my math teachers just did a virtual math summit, and we make pretty images and videos, but the ad, and this is the third virtual summit I've done with her. The ad that does the best just basically says, sign up for our virtual math summit now. And then in the copy, we tell them what it is. But because when a teacher is scrolling, like if you don't put the words big enough, and it does, you do need to try to stop the scroll. So I know your brand colors, you guys, might be like beautiful, muted colors, but to stop the scroll, make it bright pink. And if you go to Build Math Minds, y'all know this, you can see if you go to a business page, like you can go to my business page, Meredith Kallaher, that's what it is. And you go to the about section of anybody's business page. You go to the about, there's a part in the about section that's called page transparency. So and under page transparency, it'll say this business is running ads or this business is not running ads. And if they're running ads, it'll say click here to go to the ad library, and you can see all the ads that they're running. So this is a great idea if you want to see what your competitors are doing or get some ideas.
Wow.
Go
Shut
go
up.
to their page transparency. Go see their ads. Yeah. So if you want to see some really cool, and we're running right now on Build Math Minds, that go to their business page, Build Math Minds, and under
Uh-huh.
her page, especially a big bright, and her colors are muted, but it's hot pink. And right now, it's a number of the day. It's a freebie ad actually, but it's the same thing. Like it just says basically download the freebie,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah.
And that she's getting email addresses, you guys, for like 27 cents each. The teachers love this freebie. That's a really good price. But anyway, yeah,
Wow.
that's
I'm
my tip.
literally just like blown away. True
Okay,
statement.
good,
True
good.
statement. Because I love this because we do run like bare minimum ads, and I'm not an ads expert, and I tell
Yeah,
everyone this. Like bare minimum ads for some of our clients. So I was always curious, like we don't test them enough to know the difference if a carousel static or a video does better. But I
yeah,
love that you take a reel and you
yeah,
run it on the reel, but you also put it in the Instagram square to see
yeah.
like what that is genius. And then also the copy that charges you more, put in the holy shit, Meredith, you're like a genius.
Well, good. No, I just love what I do. I'm telling you, it's
That
really
is
fun.
so amazing. Okay, next question.
Okay.
If they don't necessarily know where to start with the budget, they don't know what to do, but they
Yeah.
know, now I've done organic. Okay, let's take me as an example. We'll just do it
Uh-huh.
as me. I've
Okay.
run so much organic crap. I don't necessarily know how much money I'd want to put behind it, but maybe I'd want to put some behind it. I don't know. What would
Yeah.
you advise me to do for one, a freebie? Because I have like this badass freebie that I just probably should be running ads to get, my list built. But number one, the freebie, or number two, even just DGML, like my event. Like, what would you recommend for someone just starting out for an ad spend on whatever that is that they want to do? Build a list, build their social, bring them to an
All right.
event, a webinar, whatever.
Well, it's not so I love to see you start with a freebie and not necessarily an event ad like you're suggesting because because you're giving something away for free, right?
Yeah.
So and that is the cheap, like it's just like when you're asking Facebook. Facebook charges you less to give something away for free than they would charge you to sell a ticket. It's just how it works. So it's going to cost you more to sell, like an event ad is going to cost you more than a freebie ad. And the thing is, you don't, um, to answer your question, it's a really good idea to start with $50 a day, which I know isn't cheap for a freebie ad. That's not how everybody has to start with ads, but which is $1,500 a month. And why that is because um, there's this thing that Facebook has when you turn on an ad campaign, it's called the learning phase. And during that time, like you turn on a campaign, you tell Facebook what audience you want to give, but usually the audience has like 5 million people in it, 20 million people in it, whatever. Um, and so Facebook is searching that the parameters that you gave it, and kind of chaotically is the way I like to put it. Like,
Yeah.
say, let me try this, see if this works, see if this works, see if this works. And that's what they call the learning phase. And then once they see something that works, it becomes active. That's literally what you see in the ads manager. And so to get it out of the learning phase, it sometimes costs about $50 a day. But the thing is, um, it if you're at that means that you're averaging $5 an email. But like, you don't have to once you figure out how much it's costing you for your freebie, you can decrease from there. But I just like you to give Facebook enough money to begin with. But if you're not ready to start with the freebie, you can do other things for cheaper. Like you can run that awareness campaign that I mentioned, which is a fancy boosting a post for $5 a day or $3 a day. And you could also, you know, if I there's a way to, if you are putting out awesome content, but your social isn't growing as fast as you want it to, you can also run ads to grow your social media, to grow your follower count for $5 a day or so.
Interesting. And they give
Mhm.
you real people when you actually do that
Yeah.
to grow.
Yeah. What it is, well, yeah. So if you're trying to go to your Facebook page, which nobody does anymore, there's a button you push to say, I want you to go find people that will like my Facebook page. But I sort of have a trick for to grow your Instagram because there's not a button where you can ask Facebook, hey, or Meta to go find me more Instagram followers.
Yeah.
But what I've done before is there's a dentist locally called Dr. Patty, and she's fabulous, and she has a great social media. And what we did for her is she made a video. Hey, I'm Dr. Patty. I have Dr. Patty's Dental Boutique here in Fort Lauderdale. We do XYZ in our office, and on Instagram, I talk about all this, whatever she talks about. You should come follow me.
Uh,
Click the button below and follow me. So we actually run a traffic campaign, and in the URL in the ads manager, we put the Instagram. So www.instagram.com/ Dr. Patty. That's not actually her handle, but Shelby,
yeah.
Shelby Clement. And we we so you get to pick who that ad is shown to. And usually we could do it to a lookalike of your Instagram account, or we could do it. Dr. Patty's local, so we just did it to everybody in Fort Lauderdale. And so it was real people that are interested. If they had to choose to come and click and follow her, and you can do that campaign for it's just how many followers you want to get. So they really are good followers because they're real people that you've targeted, whether it be by zip code or maybe like in Dr. Patty's instance, or an interest that you picked because you think someone that likes that interest would like your content, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And then I mean, we target them, or you could target them in an ad, and then you invite them, hey, come follow me. So they have to, it's not a bot. It's not some weird, it's a real person choosing to go to your Instagram, um, profile and click follow. So they can be, in like that dentist instance, it ended up being about $2 a follow, which yeah, we can go to those bot companies. I've done it, and pay a lot less than that. But in her case, it really made sense because she was going from like 1,000 to 2,000 followers, and if someone chose to follow her like that, then they were interested in dental work in Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah.
thought she was cool, and it was a good solution for her.
Yes. Okay, cool. That makes me understand a lot more. So what do you say for like the duration of ads? Do you run all your ads 30-day? Do you do shorter 7-day, 15-day? Like how do
Oh, you
you
can. Yeah. Well, uh, a lot of ads managers will tell you that you need to run a campaign for, you're all different numbers, 2 weeks to let it optimize. And it's kind of true. I mean, I don't let it go 2 weeks, like if something's not working, but I think you need at least 3 days before you touch it. Because like I said, they're trying to figure out like what the audience, like
Yeah.
you give it parameters. But and because that with the iOS 14 that people talked about, which just means Apple came out with all these rules that we can't track people as much around the internet. And Apple did that because their users wanted them to, like they wanted more privacy, right?
Yeah.
But that really affected Meta. And Meta spent like $1 billion fighting that and they lost that battle. So now because it's harder for them to track people around Meta, it makes us have to, it takes the ad campaign longer to optimize. Basically, that's why. So now it takes a little longer, but if you'll do some testing before, or if you have a big organic audience and you've seen what worked with your posts, then um I don't know, sometimes like those ads managers that say you can't turn it off for 2 weeks. Um you can turn it off. You can turn it off in about 3 or 4 days. If you're not pleased with what's happening, turn it and change it. Yeah. Turn it and make a change is what I mean. Yeah. I guess at my agency, before we turn on a campaign, we test. We use testing. We test words. We test images. It's the same idea of what you would be doing in your organic account. Like we have just a testing methodology that we so when we do turn on a campaign, I'm more confident that I'm not just like turning on a $50 a day campaign and hoping for the
Hope
best.
yeah, hope it works. Hope it works. Okay, that's super fascinating. I love this because a lot of times our clients will say like this post is doing good organically. Let's go ahead and run that. Like obviously like hiring ads do really well that we're seeing too, and then like just not having to reinvent the wheel. We'll just take an actual ad that's doing really well organically for them and run that as an ad campaign. So you
Yeah,
truly answered my question. If you're ready to break through that small town mentality and take your business, brand, or corporate job to the next level, then Damn Good Marketing Live 2024 is for you. Now picture yourself surrounded by a community of like-minded individuals, all hungry for growth and success. DGML is your gateway to unparalleled networking opportunities and invaluable insights from industry experts. If you're ready to move that needle in your business and embrace a transformative experience, then I invite you to join us at DGML this year. Trust me, I've been in your shoes searching for that missing piece, and now I'm bringing it back to Louisiana because I know firsthand the power of putting yourself in the room. Because once you do, you'll be amazed by the transformation. So don't miss out. Secure your spot to Damn Good Marketing Live 2024. Check the link below in the description and let us know if you have any questions. What would you put, for example, like what would you recommend putting behind like a hiring ad or just a service ad? We can help you XYZ.
Yeah, we could help you XYZ. I mean, it just like $10 a day would be plenty, if you were just, or even you can do less than that, $5 a day. It's just, I'm trying, it
Just depends.
depends on how, I mean, you get to see how many people see the ad. And so if you're pleased with the number, uh, again, because I have one of the most expensive, for me to advertise to people like you, meaning a business owner
Yeah.
that might run ads, they'll charge me, I mean, $60 for 1,000 impressions. Where for my math teacher client to advertise to other math teachers, they charge her like $5, and it's just,
Oh, yeah.
I think there's more. So that's why it all depends. Because for her, if she wants to get the word out, she can spend a lot less than I could.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it depends. But I think for a traffic ad, which is sort of what you're talking about, like a services ad, I mean, you can make it work with even $3 to $5 a day. Those conversion ads, when you're asking them to give you something, even if it's I want you to give me your name and email for a freebie. I want you to give me money. That's when I'd really like you to start at $50 a day just so we can see how it works. And then you can once we get the ad working properly, we could turn down the spend. But for like, yeah, for like an employment ad, like to get the word out, you can spend a lot less.
I truly think my audience is going to go freaking crazy over this episode.
Oh, yay, I hope so. I hope
Really, because like you're changing my mindset, not because I don't believe in ads. Like truly, that's not the case. I've just built my business to this point with just organic. And I'm just like, okay, have I thought about putting money behind DGML? Have I thought about putting money behind my freebie to help me grow my list faster? Because, we both work with Casey. We know her goals that she has for probably you and me both, where it's like, it's just so much that I'm like, okay, should I to hit a whole new different audience demographic? Because it's still circling the same people around here, which is fine. So it's just so fascinating to understand it just a little bit more. Do I think that I am capable enough to do it by myself? No. If I'm going to put money behind an ad, I genuinely would want to use an ad expert, because at that point, just like anything else you do in life, you want to hire the person that's good at that thing. You want to outsource it for it to actually be a good return. So for me to say I can make you a whole bunch of money or get you a whole bunch of followers or get you a whole bunch of people on your email list, let me help you run an ad campaign, that would be false, because I don't know enough about it and I've never done it. So the fact that you're coming here and being open about certain things that they can be doing and utilizing, y'all just go hire a dang ads expert, because truly you're going to run circles. Because if you're boosting a post and you don't necessarily know what you're doing, or you're an ads manager and you don't know exactly what you're doing, it could honestly turn into a waste. Correct, Meredith?
Yeah, correct, for sure. And you know how, I mean, remember I'm a numbers person, but I'm not the only one that says this. Like what's really important to know before you go hire an ads manager is how much is a customer worth to your business? And and like, of course, I want it to be worth more and more. It does, because it helps my business. Like, so not just the one-time sale, but like, you know how they always, I've had a business coach tell me this before. She's always, and it's true though, like um it's so much easier to sell to your current customer list. So if you can figure out like if a customer is worth $5,000 to you, not like my teacher's better. My teacher client, my math teacher, she has a $39 membership. And she also has a few other courses, but we were able to see in her like Stripe account that on average, a person spends $1,500 with her. So actually, she knows that she can figure out how much she's willing to spend to get one customer worth $1,500. And if you're going to go hire an ads manager, like if you're going to hire me and I said, I need you to spend 2,000 a month, I'm going to like, we can do the math and make sure that an ads manager's fee and the money you're going to spend on ads makes sense. It makes sense with your profit margin, right? That
Yeah.
like customer. So if you can just figure out the long-time value of your customer, which is important for a lot of reasons, right? To know that number, but it's helpful when you want to think about running ads.
Yeah, because also too, what people don't realize is you cost money.
Yes,
You have
right.
to make meta to get
Hmm.
your ad going. So like if you're ready for an ads manager, you have to make sure you're ready for the budget of paying an ad agency like Meredith's agency, or and paying Meta
Yep.
in order to do it right. So just make sure, if you're looking at that, she still gets paid for her services because she's an expert.
Yeah. Yes. It's again, it goes back to that time in Meta. In fact, they're changing all the time, meaning like um when you open ads manager, even right now, if I open my ads manager and you open your ads manager, they might look completely different because they're always testing. And I mean, I can find my way through yours, but it might look a little different because they're testing what we all like the best. So it takes quite a bit of time to learn how to use ads manager and learn it how
Yeah.
to use it properly and keep up with what I mean, obviously it's not that for 3 years, the big the big word ads have been working really well for teachers, but still you want someone that will keep up with the industries, what's doing well. So I think it's worth not spending that time as long as it makes sense in your profit margin equation to outsource. I think outsourcing ads is a smart thing to outsource,
1000%, because if you
Yeah.
don't know it, then
Hmm.
you're going to be wasting time and money. And in order to get more money in your pocket and do it the right way, or more followers or whatever, sell out events, whatever your goals are. I think that to do that best time and money wise, you need to hire someone that's in it every day. And just like you just said, because the same thing for us is Meta and these social media platforms are changing every single day. So if you're not studying this and you don't know what's happening, then it's really going to just be a waste because you don't know what the hell you're doing. And then you're gonna be like, well, that didn't work. Well, because you don't know what works and what doesn't work. Like, for example, what she's saying, you don't know if they reject it in the copy, they might not reject it if it's on the actual graphic, or the fact that you can put all of it into the graphic for it to be less money. Like, you don't know those little tips that you figured out because you're an ads manager.
You know what's so interesting? Just as a tip, maybe this might help and people in their organic too. Just totally random. I told you sometimes I'm like out there. But I was one of my clients' husbands is a registered nurse, or he's the kind of nurse that can prescribe medicine. That's not the right word. Anyway, and he has
a nurse practitioner.
Thank you. And he is helping some of his clients with Ozempic, with the weight loss medicine right now. And so I was looking at with him just different companies that are doing well with those ads. And we figured out that you can't, Facebook highly regulates pharmaceuticals. So they can apply and get approved to use some specific words in their ad copy. But some of them are going around that because they might not be trying to hurt people. They're just trying to get to market faster, but I don't know. But anyway, they're going around it they're writing the words like on a whitey board, and they're getting their ads approved. So I think like if I had created an ad and used like Canva or a graphic to write the word Ozempic, and I wasn't allowed to do that, it would get rejected. But if I held up a whitey board with the word Ozempic on it, they're approving it. And so I guess I'm telling you that, you guys, if you're getting your post rejected and if you want to try something again, and sometimes they reject things they shouldn't. Like if you say, I'm going to help you make money and you mean it with integrity, sometimes they don't, Facebook will reject certain things, but
they anyway. Reject weird things. Cause like we have a med spa.
Yes.
And they have the Evolve thing that goes around your belly that helps helps flatten. And so we tried to run an ad for them for moms that have that like lower abdomen issue where we showed a before and after. Yeah. Well, Facebook was like, you're exposing too much. So we had to get very creative. Like it finally got approved. I don't remember exactly what we did to run it, but like it was because like the before and afters, like the pants were pulled down a little bit. So you saw more of the body than probably Facebook wanted you to see.
Right.
I don't really know. It's just weird how like you can run certain things and it says no. And then it's like, you just have to get creative. Like what you just said is like, so instead of showing certain things, you just write on a whiteboard and say,
right. And see, business owners, who has time for that? You can pay someone to help you figure this out.
Because you're going to be like frustrated because you're going to be like, this is not working. And then you hire an expert and you're like, well, did you just try that? Like that one tip. Somebody could have given up running an ad because it wasn't working because they said the word Ozempic, when really they could just write it on a whiteboard and stand there or hold it or whatever. Yeah, make your ad. Call me, Yeah.
Right.
So crazy. Well, thank you so much for being here. I think that this was so valuable for everyone. And I feel like I could sit and talk to you for hours and pick your brain on this. But like, if you're interested, y'all, in going the ads route, needs an ad expert, Meredith, tell us where they can find you. How can they, can they follow you on Instagram, get on your website, inquiry, whatever?
Yes. I would love for you to come to my website. And I do have lots of blog articles that share different on how to set up like some campaigns if you want to, because you can try a few of the easier ads yourself, like the fancy boosted a post. You can try it. And I've got some articles that walk you through how to do that. Or you could book a call and we could talk and just chit chat about if ads will be right for you. So I'm meredithkallaher.com, and Kallaher's Kallaher. And I'm also on Instagram, the same Meredith. I have got my Facebook, my business account is Meredith Kallaher Biz, B-I-Z.
I love that. Okay. I will put everything in the show notes below, but thank you so much for being here, y'all. If you loved this episode, make sure you share it, comment, leave us a review. And until next time, let's freaking get it. And that's a wrap on another episode of Damn Good Marketing Podcast. Thank you all so much for being here. Make sure you comment, review, share it with a friend. Come back next week. And until next time, let's freaking get it.